gents, another shave today. Today is going to be a Phoenix Beau shave. I had a bit of trouble deciding which one to use today, so I wanted to do a video, but scent I couldn't decide on. Anyway, I was feeling hungry last night, and that kind of made me decide on which one to go for. Fancied a curry, didn't have one, but that's besides the point. I decided that since I had that on the mind, I'd go for Sanskrit. Fantastic soap, this one. Fantastic scent. I will admit, at first, when I ordered Sanskrit along with the other scents, I had an impression in my mind of how the scent would be based on the main ingredients being sandalwood, black pepper and cardamom. Knowing that there's some of the important notes in an Miyake scent, I had that in mind. And it wasn't to be, but that's no bad thing at all. It was nothing like that at all, but it was familiar, and it took me a few minutes to figure out where I'd sort of had that scent before in my nose. Anyway, I'll come to that particular bit in a minute, but Sanskrit itself is wonderful. It's quite a dark soap, as you can see through the pot. I suspect that's due to the ingredients used to scent the soap, but make absolutely zero difference to the performance at all. But yes, the scents, the first thing that comes through to me is the clove and sandalwood, and the black pepper, excuse me, comes through as kind of like a mixer. It kind of combines the other two scents, brings them together and harmonises them, if you will. And yeah, and it's a natural smell, and oddly, despite the ingredients being warm, it almost has like a cooling effect on the nose. But that actually doesn't translate onto the shave. That gives a nice warm scented shave. So nothing to worry about there. There's no cooling, no mentholated type effect at all. Wonderful. There we go. So I've used this quite a few times now. It's one of my favourite scents from Phoenix Beau. Almost up there with Citra Royale and Spitfire and Obsidian. If you're lucky enough to try Obsidian, you'll know exactly what I mean. But this is familiar, in, like I say, in many ways. And I will show you what it's similar to. Old Spice. Yeah. It took me a couple of minutes to figure it out, but the scents in Old Spice are present in Sanskrit, and they pair fantastically together. I'm hoping at some point, Kerry, that you'll make aftershave splashes as well that will kind of work nicely with each of your soaps, and yeah, we know they'll be brilliant if you do. Anyway, I've prepared my face with the hot towel as normal, so I'm going to proceed to shave today with Sanskrit. I'm going to bowl lather today in my trusty shaving room bowl, which you've seen before and doubtless will see again. And I'm going to shave with my razor up bazooka with the sharp blade. Same blade as yesterday, so this will be day 2 on the blade. Bit me yesterday, and hopefully it won't do the same today. Excuse me, I've just got to dismiss an alarm notification. There we go. Yeah, so it bit me yesterday. Hopefully it won't do the same today. And my brush today is another delight from Cadman. It's my brush, the one that I had made for me. Exactly the same as this one that I had made for my dad. 26mm silver tip knot, same handle design, only difference being the signature on the disc is mine, which I won't show you because some people might go shopping. Anyway, and for a little bit of decadence post-shave, Phoenix Beau soaps, by the way, do not need it in any way, shape or form because they leave your skin feeling great. But because I want to, because it's a video, I'm going to use the balm. It's a lovely little balm, this. I'll cover more of it later. It's a solid balm. Very natural scented, very nice. But yes, I'll show you that at the end. And so yes, so we will proceed to bowl lather Sanskrit today. So as you may have seen, I've shaken out the majority of the water from the brush. Actually just going to give a little bit more to it. Because Phoenix Beau soaps are very thirsty. I'm just going to build a bit of a pre-lather for a few seconds in the pot. I'll say a few seconds, or probably 30, 40 seconds, something like that. But yeah, so while I do that, Anyone watch the boxing last night? Some fantastic results. I won't give away any spoilers, but suffice to say, it was a good night for British boxing. All round, I would probably say. Some expected results, some unexpected maybe. I'll let you watch them at your own pace. Weather today is typical for British summertime, in as much as it's damp and miserable outside. Well, I think we've got ample lather going on in here. So it's one thing I will say about Phoenix Beau soaps: you don't need to load them very long. They are quite soft, and you do get oodles of creamy pre-lather, which we'll pop into the bowl there. You don't want to waste it. All that wonderfully scented goodness might as well go to good use as opposed to sitting there in the pot. Now, as I've said, they are very thirsty soaps. I suspect the lanolin and tallow have got something to do with that. So as we can see in the bowl, just from a very short load, a lot shorter load than many soaps, you can see there's absolutely stacks of pre-lather. And so I'm going to use Avnish's method again of side to side just to build the yogurty pre-lather, which doesn't take long at all. A little bit of a swirl there, but yeah, it does not take long at all to get a fantastic lather from any Phoenix Beau soap. So, and then look here, just from a few seconds we've got thick creamy yogurt going on. Not that I'd eat it, mind. I have tasted the soaps accidentally in the past, as I've been lathered on my face, and take it from me, they don't taste as nice as they smell, but then again they were never intended to, and do not repeat that at home. So yeah, look at that lovely thick yogurty pre-lather ready to add some water to now almost, for the next stage of building this is like double cream today. It's that dense and that thick to start with. It's like I've whipped up something to go on with Christmas pudding. In fact, Kerry, if you're listening, a Christmas pudding scented soap for Christmas would be fantastic. Promise not to eat it, but yes, it would be very much appreciated. Mince pies, Christmas pudding, something like that. Anyway, let's add a few drops of water. In fact, I've gone a little bit overboard there, but that's not to worry because this soap will drink it up, as it already has. If I turn that around there, you see we're getting loads and loads of lather going on. And these knots from Cadman, I don't know which ones they are. If you watch this video and happen to reach this point, it'd be A, very much appreciated, and B, if you could let me know what knots these are, just so I can make sure I order the same ones on my next lot of brushes from you. But yes, they hold an awful lot of lather. As I said before, that's a 26mm silver tip knot with a 50mm loft, and at this point it is literally full of lather, full to the brim, would you say, to the tips? I don't know. But yeah, it holds a lot, and this lather is pretty much ready to go. I'm just going to give it a little bit more. In fact, there are no real bubbles to speak of at all in there. Go, literally, I'm going to try and take some out of the brush just so I can show it you. Look at that. It's glossy, it's dense. There's a couple of bubbles that I've introduced as I've squeezed it out of the brush there, but look at the gloss. This is a perfect soap for lathering of any description, for beginners and advanced shavers alike. You'll never have any problems with it. So we're pretty much ready, so I'm just going to pop the razor in the water to warm it up a little bit, and we'll apply some of this wonderful lather. Lovely scent, very old school, very familiar. And I remembered the first time I tried Phoenix and Beau samples, Kerry was kind enough on the shaving room forum to send out some samples to a whole bunch of people of the unscented soap, and I knew from there on in that whatever Kerry made, provided he stick to that formula, it would be a winner. I mean, look at the lather as it's going on, it's nice and creamy. But yeah, the performance from day one was sublime. I've tried it with all sorts of brushes, face lathering, bowl lathering, and every single one was brilliant. So just remove the ability to taste said soap, and we'll perform a 3-pass shave as normal with the razor rock and the sharp blade. So the first thing I remember that impressed me with Kerry soaps was the glide, and today it's absolutely no different. Stacks of glide. And if you ever need a soap with amazing glide, give Phoenix and Beau a try. They just work. And they work perfectly every time. It's what I found. And they are, well, as you know, they're still a relatively newcomer to the wet shaving world. But on the strength of everything that's been seen so far, they'll be around for a long time to come yet. Kerry always seems to be developing new scents, new products to add to the line and expand the offerings of Phoenix and Beau, and more power to them, because everything had so far, I mean, I own everything that Kerry's made, not literally everything, but one of everything at the very least. And some soaps I have actually doubled up on, because I don't want to be caught short if ever there's a shortage of supply. Yes. Another fantastic first pass there. Loads of cushion, as I always come to expect from a tallow soap, and more glide than you can shake a stick at, and plenty of lather all over my face still. Yeah, and in the ear. These little tunnels do like to hold onto the lather if you misapply. And one thing you'll notice with Phoenix and Beau soaps is you do get that kind of residual slickness left on your skin, which is nice, because if you do need to buff a little extra on one area and you run out of lather, it's no big deal. I know a lot of people will turn around and say you shouldn't do it, and in theory they're right, particularly with the straight, but that slickness is there. Use it. Wonderful scent. The sandalwood and black pepper come out to me more on the face than in the bowl, and whereas the cardamom is the dominant scent in the pot, but on the face, like I say, black pepper, sandalwood there, and there's definitely some cloves going on somewhere in that profile, because they come out really nicely. Anyway, second pass against the grain, across the grain for the most part. And as I've said before, under the neckline I have growth going off in all directions. It's a little bit Tasmanian devil, in as much as you don't really know what way it's going, so I just have to hope for the best. And it always turns out well anyway. So I remember saying to Kerry in my initial reviews of Sanskrit and other soaps of his that the glide and the cushion offered give you the confidence to shave in a way that maybe you otherwise wouldn't. So for me with the shavette, it was always a little bit of a hit and miss affair. but with Kerry soaps, the performance is such that it all works wonderful. Now, I've noticed in the past, Stephen Keir, you like to take some pictures of people who pull funny faces. Well, I may pull one or two for you today to add to another future video of yours. We shall see. Such glide. Stephen Keir, who you heard me mention just there, is the Suffolk shaver. I do hope I've not got that wrong, otherwise I'm going to look a little bit silly. Another great channel with some great reviews. Give him a watch. So yeah, that was the across the grain pass successfully completed. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. I mean, I'm at the point now where I could realistically say I'm done. But, I mean, that's pretty much baby smooth all over. In fact, I'm just going to do a little clean up third pass. And, yeah. So, I mean, as you can see, I've done 2 passes and I've still got stacks and stacks of lather left. And that was a very short load, really, for me, for a Phoenix Beau soap. So, won't need a lot of this. There we go. Bit of a haphazard application, but look at that stuff. It's fantastic. Wonderful lather. It's so rich and creamy, and like I say, it leaves your skin feeling great afterwards. So for the third and final pass, it's as best I can against the grain without causing any, if not too much damage. Down here in the Adam's apple is my historical sensitive point, and a point where I will often feel sensitivity in terms of irritation after a shave, but with a good soap like the Phoenix Beau soaps, you don't really get that. And there's just so much glide going on. It's almost unprecedented. In fact, the only time I've ever felt more glide is when I've shaved with olive oil on its own. But what do you expect when you've got an oil slick on your face? Now, I've noticed some people in the past comment on my switching of hands from left to right and right to left. There's a reason I do that. Well, there's 2 reasons really. Number one, because I can, but the main need for doing so is that I have got arthritis in both hands. So if one hand's giving me a bit of grief, I can just switch to the other. And that way I can always get through a shave. So there we go. 3 passes. I've noticed a couple of little nicks, and this seems to be out of the norm for me, particularly with Phoenix and Beau soaps, and the only real variable from a normal Monday to Friday type shave is the fact that I'm using a different blade. So I think I need to master the shark blade a little bit. Just one or two tiny little nicks, but nothing really to speak of. Anyway, back to the soap. Just drain that out. It's fantastic. It's Sanskrit. If you like a spicy soap, give it a try. If you like warm scents, give it a try. If you just want a damn fine soap that's going to give you a fantastic shave every time, leave your skin feeling smooth as a baby's bum, give it a try. But I warn you now, if you try one, you'll want to try more, and might do a little video of my Phoenix Beau collection a little bit later on today, you never know. Like I say, I own one of everything, two of some, Spitfire and Citra Royale there, and you will get addicted to Kerry's products because they are sublime. So, what's next? Well, we'll do a quick cold splash, bear with. And a quick dry. I knew when I get a towel for shaving, specifically for shaving mind, that I wasn't going to use a white one, so I bought a little black hand towel, and there's logic to that, just in case you have a day where Dexter makes an appearance and your blood decides to be let. It's not going to show on a black towel. Little tip for you there. Don't upset the wife. Buy a black towel specifically for shaving. Anyway, not that she would get upset, but that's another story. So, we've done the shave. Now we come to the balm. Now the balm, it confused me a little bit at first because it was solid. I'm used to using liquid balms from the likes of Nivea. I have some from Elemis. I've got quite a few various balms that I've acquired over the years. Anyway, this is the first solid balm. And this here balm, I'll come back to the soap ingredients in a minute, is shea butter, virgin hemp oil, argan oil, jojoba oil, beeswax, black sesame oil, and that's it. It's as natural as it comes, and it's hard, and you can see, I mean, I've used this an awful lot of days. Let's see if I can catch that there. You can see a little indentation where you just scrape a bit out. You don't need a lot. In fact, all I do is literally just pop my fingernail in the pot, and just a thin layer on the back of the fingernail is more than enough balm for what you need. And then I just apply to the palm, and anyone who uses a pomade would know, just warm it in between the palms of your hands. That's more than sufficient to melt it into such, well, you can't see it now, but you can feel it on your hands. It's a nice slick coating, and it's literally just rub it in. Wonderful. I just re-warm the palms just a little bit, and the natural scent is fantastic. I mean, the hemp to me is the most populous scent I can pick up, and the beeswax. There is that element of sort of natural honey going on, and that there, like I say, you don't need a lot. I've seen a few people who've used it and found it leaves them feeling a little bit greasy, but that to me suggests too much product has been used. I've used a little tiny bit now, and you can see that will soak in nicely and leave you really, really protected and very, very smooth. I've said to Kerry before, it's brilliant on a cold day if you're going out on a brisk walk. Sometimes my skin will feel really dry afterwards, but with this on before, none of that. I also find the balm particularly good after a bad shave, with a soap that maybe leaves me feeling dry. Skin feels tight afterwards. The balm takes that completely out of the equation. Brilliant stuff. And like I say, it's a small pot. It's 30 grams, but because you need so little, it goes a very long way. And I think it's $5.95 thereabouts, and it's bloody good value. Like I say, I've used this an awful lot since I've had it. I couldn't tell you exactly how many times. I could consult my spreadsheet, and yes, I am that sad. I record all my shaving in a spreadsheet, so I know what I've used, what's popular. I can keep track of what's good, and yeah, I record everything. And all my Phoenix and Beau products are right up there on the top. I don't really track the performance of balms. It's mainly the soaps and blades that I track the performance of, but I certainly track how often I use a product. So, and this comes up an awful lot, as does Sanskrit, Citra Royale, Solaris, Unscented, Spitfire and Obsidian, but we'll cover those soaps in another video. But yes, so as you can see, wonderfully smooth. Now I have very dark facial hair, but this, I mean, this is BBS. If I had some cotton wool, I'd show you, but I haven't. I don't use it. But yeah, that's, as you can see, a bit of a shadow going on, but it's just naturally dark, as you can tell. Inherited that from my father. Anyway, so the soap ingredients, very simple soap ingredients, and we start with the stearic acid, tallow, castor oil, bit of vegetable glycerin, unrefined shea butter, lanolin, distilled water, coconut milk, tussar silk. Now I think that's the secret ingredient here, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to give Kerry's secrets away, so I won't ask him to tell me. Allantoin, don't know what it is. I'm going to research it, find out anyway. Vitamin E, which would explain a good amount of why the skin feels so great afterwards. Safflower oil and potassium hydroxide and essential oils. So you know it's an all natural scent. So wonderful and rich. So yes, I will close off the video now because I'm waffling. Not that I'm running out of things to talk about. I could sit and talk the hind legs off a donkey, and I probably will at some point, and you'll probably have all switched off far before I do. But yeah, so in short, Sanskrit. If you like a warm scent, get it. If you like spicy or complex scents, give this a try, because it is complex, and particularly if you face lather it, different aspects of the scent come out to you. The sandalwood comes out an awful lot more for me on a face lather than it does a bowl lather. But yeah, if you just want a fantastic shave that gives you great glide, more than ample cushion, and a post-shave feel to die for, give Sanskrit a try. Indeed, give them all a try, but today's Star Shave is brought to you by Sanskrit. So gentlemen, I'll see you again soon. Bye.